Well, it was pretty good. Opening night out, right? I think that uh, there was some space there for him to shoot. I think there was some guys were penetrating into some gaps, and he was kind of spaced out there a lot. He got 13 threes up, probably about the right amount, but maybe even more, just considering seemed like there was opportunities for him. Um, Yeah, I think he took some drives. I think again there's I mean, it's certainly a great start, but you just know there's like tons of room, different things he needs to do. I'd like him to be a little more aggressive in the open floor. I think really got that in his game. I think he can take it to some spots inside the 3-point line and vault up and score. Probably saw a couple of those that he missed. Things like that. But that's an amazing it's an amazing first game performance. It really is. Yeah.
You know, what do you think? I'm sorry. When you realize that this is the third most points all time in the debut for a rookie.
It's pretty good. Right? All time, anybody or Sixers.
All time.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, he has a good motor, right? He played a ton of minutes. That helps. We certainly needed the offense, right? And he certainly just looked pretty comfortable out there. He looked again. I think that's probably one thing I noticed the most about him is he seems to really know what's going on out there for a young player, right? You just don't see him making silly mistakes or many mistakes. He's just playing the right way. He's got a very good feel for the game. So that's pretty cool, though. That's a neat list to get on, right?
You guys were down double digits. I don't remember the exact, but it was about 8 minutes to go.
Yep.
And Tyrese hit 3 consecutive threes. Got you back into contact.
Yep.
And you guys were able to start working from there. How important was that sequence for you, just to get you guys back into
Yeah.
the game?
Yeah. I mean, it was. The game kind of went that way early too, and then we kind of got control in the second quarter. Not control, but certainly much more consistency with our getting good shots and getting some stops. And then we just had a really bad start to the third. I think we turned it over, and they hit a and one like first two possessions. Like I hate that when you work like crazy for a nice little halftime lead and you give it back in like 15 seconds, half of it, right? But and then it just felt clunky at both ends. They were really racing it up. They pulled up and hit some threes. They did a good job with their physicality, driving, knocking us back to get some close range shots, and then we weren't getting great looks, and then when we did squeeze in a great look, we didn't hit any there for a stretch. But obviously, we really needed something to jumpstart the offense there, and Tyrese did it. And then those guys started getting a little more comfortable, back with a little better ball movement. Some sticky ones. There was a couple, dribble, throw it to the next guy, dribble, throw it back to the same guy. But for the most part, I thought they were trying to do what we wanted them to do, get the right guys in screen and rolls. Made a couple great plays when they decided to blitz Tyrese, and that's pretty good for, again, I mean, Barlow's virtually a rookie too, and he was the one we had to throw it to, and he dealt it. I think one time to Kelly and one time to Q, so he made the correct plays, and that's pretty high pressure game situation for him to do that.
You just mentioned domination. What do you think of the minutes him and Jabari were able to give you off the bench?
Great. They were great. Those guys just, what they do, they just play hard. They just play hard every single possession they're out there, and that just still goes a long way in this league, right? They just play hard, and again, I think again, I hope that I think Jabari's a good shooter, right? I think he's had some opportunity. We got to get him used to pulling the trigger on some of those. Like, those got to be automatic, those pick and pops. And I think Barlow's got some game in him. Like, he's got some drives and shoulder hits and slashes and finishes and things, again, that we need to pull out of them sometime. Sometime we need to keep those guys growing, but they just went in and played hard. They kind of shared the position. Then we went small, and then we finished with Barlow at the 5.
Kelly wasn't having the greatest game, but that gets a huge
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yep.
What's that, I guess, the kind of say about it?
Yeah, listen, I think that Those were obviously huge shots, right? He drew a foul, made 2 free throws, and immediately hit a 3 afterward. But he had a great game going. Like, he was flying in for rebounds. He was fighting like, he was really trying to handle the physicality on the drives. I mean, they were scoring some on him, but it wasn't for him not standing in there and fighting. I thought he was playing great. And then he kind of got rewarded for doing all the dirty work for a while. He kind of got rewarded by hitting a big shot.
What's your thoughts on Joel's performance?
Well, I'm super happy he was out there. I think that he played good. I know that's going to sound silly. 1 for 9. He just didn't shoot it very good. I thought he transferred the ball good. I thought he made some good decisions. I thought he took good shots. I thought he protected the rim. So again, that's like, he hasn't done much, right? He's kind of played a scrimmage and a preseason game, and I think there's some rust there, but I thought he was moving good and made good decisions, which is really positive.
And you mentioned Barlow's game.
Yep.
Is he the type of player who, when he plays like this, is that game sort of infectious with the team?
Well, I think he didn't get a ton of offensive rebounds in the game. How many did he end up? No, he got 5, but I think he got 3 like right off the bat. Right, that like we miss, he comes flying in there and saves a possession. He does it again early, and I just think those are real momentum plays when you're getting extra possessions, and he's tough to handle on the offensive glass, and I think that certainly energizes our team. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.